Hi friends, my name's Steven with Leviathan Snakes, and for this week we have another segment of our interview with Troy from Balls and Strikes Pythons. If you're not already following his accounts, please check them out. We have links to them in the description. And for this week, it's again a lot of different questions, but really the one I'm most excited about is the very last question that we asked him for this little segment, and that was, what is his advice to new ball python breeders? So if you're a new breeder, hopefully you can find some value in this, and we hope you like it. So let's get to it.
So the thing about the word quality is there's several different versions of quality. You can have a low quality, high quality, average quality. Quality really doesn't mean a whole lot when it comes to the ball python industry. I mean, you can literally look at several pages of breeders that have posted snakes that advertise quality ball pythons, and they're run-of-the-mill, average, or low expression, and I hate that term as well, and we can talk about that a little bit if you like. But you know, everybody's animals are quality, but what level of quality is it? And what is your definition of quality? Is your definition a healthy animal? Is your definition of quality the best visual example of that gene that you can get? So I've heard somebody talk about how a quality animal has to come from a breeder who, has great marketing and has this and that. And to me, to say that just really doesn't add up to me. To me, it's the best possible visual example that you can find. Not just going and buying the first pastel you can find, but go find that, 1 in 20 snake that makes you think there's something else in there. Makes you think there's other genes in that snake, because it's just such a great example of that gene. That's what I try to look for. And sometimes you can't find it, or you just have to be like, wow, that one looks great. It's the best one I can find, and that's what you have to go with. But a lot of times, if you go to two shows, a lot of times you're going to find more than one of what you're looking for. And price doesn't matter. Buy the best one. If you want to advertise you got quality animals, you buy the best example. If that best example is the less expensive one, great. If it's the more expensive one, step up. That's my opinion on that. Everything you have, you should be able to. I can't wait to show you this animal. Now, the only exception to that I would say is if you're working a recessive project, okay, and you have a pastel double het hypo clown. She may not be the greatest looking snake in the world that you might not even want to take out. Is she a great example of pastel? Hopefully so, because that'll pass along. But nobody's going to be really all that impressed with you showing a pastel het. Anybody can say that their animal's het for something. But so obviously you want to pull out the most beautiful snakes. So that would be the only exception to the rule. If you're going to show off a multi-gene animal, or if it doesn't impress you and make you smile every time you open the tub, then it's probably not the right snake. Which actually leads into, if you are looking for a certain gene, and I'm going to just use calico or sugar as an example, and you're at a show and you see in a display and it says calico right on it, and you're looking down in there and you're like, is that a calico? And you pull it out and it might have a couple speckles of white on it. And then the breeder tells you that is calico, it's just a low expression. Walk away from that snake. If it's calico something something something, and the calico didn't matter to you, that it was even in there and it was low expression, and the other genes in there are just so great in it, and it's being sold to you without that gene as a price, okay, I can see that. But Yeah, usually if you're looking for a gene, don't buy something that somebody's saying low expression, because that's going to be a poor example. Low quality, you know. So low expression is, like I said, it's one of those, if you're looking to buy a snake, that's the instant walk away is low expression. Walk away from it. One of the best things you can do as a new breeder is be on Instagram. Facebook's okay, but Instagram, posting your animals on Instagram is the way to go in the beginning. You're more than welcome to do a morph market page. That's a way to get that out there. But if you're a new breeder and you're not a recognizable name, a lot of people will not take a chance on you. But having that social media presence, or people who know you, they find you online and they see maybe you're friends with other breeders that they do know, who can vouch for you, so to speak, or how well you care for your animals and things like that. That's the way to go. I have sold animals on Craigslist before. And I actually, to be honest with you, I've had pretty good luck. But usually those animals are single genes or normals, or I don't want to say low end, but because low end is not the right word. Inexpensive. Animals under $150. If you don't have the room for them, or if you're not setting up at shows, most animals under $150 or even under $200, usually morph market's not totally the way to go, because then someone's going to end up paying, you know, a large percentage of what the cost of the animal is in the first place to have it shipped to them. So as with everything in ball pythons, patience is key, because you are going to have a lot of tire kickers. A lot. You're going to have people see an animal that you've listed online or wherever, and they'll ask you for photos. Well, how much does it weigh? Can you send more photos? And then you don't hear anything back from them. And then the next time you list an animal, that same person will message you. Oh, well, can I get some pictures of that one? You know, well, how much does that weigh? Well, how much do you want for it? You know, and then they'll make a low offer, and then maybe you'll say okay, and then you never hear back from them. This is going to be something that is going to be very frustrating to people, but unfortunately it happens. There should be an etiquette to that. Another thing too, be prepared for people to offer you a lot less. If you feel like you have a very nice example of a snake, and you don't want to take the less money, then don't. Just politely decline. So far I've been lucky. Any animal that I've hatched out that I wanted to sell, if it doesn't sell, that's fine. I can keep it. I'll keep it, especially a female. And I've really honestly thought quite a few times of not selling a lot of my female hatchlings, just raise them up and sell them as they get bigger, because they become worth a lot more money. And honestly, that'd be probably a great business plan for somebody. If they have the room, buy a bunch of 70-30 racks, raise up females, and hey, you know, be the go-to guy for breeder females. You can probably make a ton of money, you know, just waiting just a couple of years to grow them up. I mean, you know, what's just single gene female clown goes for what, $350 to $500 now, but as an adult, you're talking $2,000.
I've talked about it, but
so
we get too attached. Yeah, we've talked
well, see that, but you know, at the same time, you know, when they all become adults, you know, of course, then by then you might have breeding plans for them as well. But if the business plan is to raise them up to sell them, you have to have that separated from the business, so to speak. But that probably would be a pretty good business model. But at any rate, yeah, as far as selling, so other things you're going to run into, and we've talked about this earlier, was selling to people you don't know how they're going to take care of them. You might have heard stories about them on how they treated animals or lost animals. You, as a breeder, especially in the beginning. It can be very hard to let your animals go. You've put your time raising up that parent. You took your time breeding the parents. You spent all that time incubating the eggs, getting them to eat, and then it's time to sell them. And it can be tough to let them go. It's like your own little kids. And as much as you would like to know that they're all going to a good home, there's just no way to know. You have to have that mindset once somebody's paid for them. It's their responsibility to provide good care. And it's not something that you can control. So if somebody comes up to you and you know they don't take good care of their animals and you don't want to sell to them, I would say you just need to have that peace of mind to know that you're not doing somebody a disservice. You're doing your animals a good service.
Thank you guys for watching, and as always, we are so appreciative of Troy taking his time out to just share some of his experience and advice. If you're not already following his accounts, please check them out. His links are in the description, as well as our own. We are mainly on Instagram. We post every single day over there. If you send us a DM, we're going to respond to it. So if you want to contact us, just check us out on Instagram. We're also on TikTok and obviously on YouTube if you're going to be watching this video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, as well as if this video was entertaining, provided some value, anything like that, hit the like button, leave a comment. We really, really appreciate it. We will be back next Wednesday for our ball python marketing tip. So we'll see you then.